Jesus is about to return. He's on his way, and we're not getting ready. We're distracted. We're doing this, that, and the other thing. Being concerned about our grass, losing a bunch of weight, running to the gym, going out on the town, all these things that we're doing, and Jesus could show up the next day. You could be like in the day of Noah. All of a sudden, it started raining. They weren't expecting it. They were doing life as usual. Are you doing life as usual? Or do you have Jesus on your mind? He's made it so clear to me that he's coming so quickly that I have to discern. I have to pay attention to what's important. So the things that I used to do, that I used to care about so much, I don't anymore, because he makes it real to me that he's on his way and I need to be ready. I need to be doing my assignment. I need to be caring about what he cares about, to be a witness to those who don't know him. And so do you. But as I look around, I can see that the revelation knowledge, that the revelation of him coming, the knowledge that you need to have to spark that fire on the inside of you to get ready isn't there. When I talk to someone and I tell them Jesus is coming and I go on, and it's like, okay, it's not real to them. He hasn't revealed it to them. Maybe he hasn't revealed it to you because you're not seriously seeking him. He said that he corrects those that he loves. And so if you ask him to correct you, he's going to show you the truth. He's going to show you where you're missing it. He's going to show you what you're doing that is really futile compared to getting ready for him. The 5 foolish virgins, they weren't getting ready. They weren't ready. When Jesus came, they weren't ready. And the 5 wise were. And the foolish ones were knocking at the door saying, Master, Master, let us in. And he said, I'm not acquainted with you. So if he hasn't revealed it to you, is he really acquainted with you? Have you been seeking? Are you looking? Are you knocking? I would just like to encourage you today that you would do that you would get on your knees and say, Jesus, am I ready? Jesus, have I missed it somewhere? And he'll be frank with you. He will tell you, yes. Yes. He will tell you. He will definitely tell you because he loves you. And that is why he sent me, to tell you that he's coming and you're not ready. Because we're distracted. I get distracted. And he reminds me, I'm coming. You're not ready. You have things to do. Keep your mind on me, he tells me. So I want to relate that to you. Keep your mind on him. Make sure that you haven't spent all your time doing foolish things. And then that day he shows up and you haven't prepared. Getting ready is doing the word, being in his will. Know him. Know what he's thinking. You know, when you let him correct you, that's really how you begin to know him and you know what he's thinking. And so many are very, very, very prideful, and they don't even get to that place where they seek him to find out what he thinks or even open the word. They assume. They think they know. They think they know that they're ready, but they haven't even heard from him. They're not even acquainted with him. Believing a lie is a scary thing at this time. Jesus is asking us to pay attention. He's coming and he's warning us of the distractions. In Mark 4, he said, if you don't understand this, you won't understand anything. As soon as you hear the word, the enemy is going to come. As soon as you start getting interested in him, as soon as it's spoken, he's going to come and try All these things, read Mark 4, to try to distract you. And it can be anything. Anything that he knows that you're interested in, that would draw you. He knows your pleasures, and that's what he will use to try to distract you from getting ready for Jesus. Let me read that to you. Mark 4, the disciples asked him to explain the parable of the sower, and he said, "Do you not discern and understand this parable? How is it possible for you to discern and understand all the parables? The sower sows the word. The ones along the path are those who have the word sown in their heart. And when they hear, Satan comes at once by force and takes the message that was sown in them." That's his objective. To steal that word, steal that revelation knowledge, steal Jesus from you, to steal your eternal life from you. And because they have no real root in themselves, and they endure for a little while, and then when trouble or persecution comes because of the word, they fall away, they're offended. In Mark 4:19, Jesus said, the distractions of the age. As in the day of Noah, people are just living life as if nothing's about to happen. And many of you already know Jesus is coming, but you're not doing anything about it. Why aren't you getting ready? Why haven't you got on your knees? How can you be so distracted when you're warned? The Holy Spirit, if you ask him, will tell you. Don't pay attention to that right now. There's not much time left. Let it go. Don't bother with that. But do the will of the Father. The harvest is plenty. The workers are few. So many people think they're ready and they've been Christians forever, and but they're not concerned for those who don't know Jesus. That's part of getting ready. They haven't learned still to be selfless, and that's part of getting ready. They haven't learned to forgive. Everybody has their own opinion, and the way they think is okay. But we have to agree with what Jesus thinks, what he says. And he said that we're distracted, Mark 4. And he also said that we're not only distracted, but the enemy is deceiving us. We don't even know it. He comes and steals the word from you, and you don't even know it. He uses cares and anxieties of the word, the distractions of the age, pleasure and delight, false glamour, deceitfulness of riches, the craving, passionate desire for other things come in, and it chokes and suffocates the word. It suffocates Jesus in your life. And you're not even going to know what's going on because you're not paying attention. That's why he's trying to get your attention today. He sent me to tell you he's coming, and you need to get ready. You need to not be distracted. If you knew Jesus was coming tomorrow, would you be out cutting your grass because the neighbors did? If you knew Jesus was coming tomorrow, would you be out shopping on my last shopping trip? What about running to the gym? Oh, my last workout? No. Either you'd know that you weren't ready and you'd be frantic, or you'd be so excited and you'd be on your knees, worshiping him and crying out to him. If you're not getting ready, you really don't know Jesus. And you're not going to have the knowledge of, the revelation knowledge of knowing that he's coming, and he's coming quickly. He's giving us enough time. And even like cutting the grass the night before is as silly as that is. A lot of things that we're doing are silly. Knowing that he's going to come, the earth is going to burn, he's going to start over, And only those who do the will of the Father get to move in with him. And so if you feel like you're ready to move in, then I would say that you're doing the will. You're doing the will of the Father. You're laying hands on sick. You're casting out demons. You're doing what he did. You'd be only saying and doing what the Father said. And you'd be getting ready. Every day, your mind would be on him all the time. Thinking about him all the time. Wonder if he's coming today. Or even having the revelation knowledge of knowing it's not going to be tomorrow, but it's soon. And you're doing your assignment. You're doing what you need to do to be ready. You're not worrying about the grass. Not so much about your house. Not about things that are not eternal. You're concerned with being ready for Jesus and making sure that you did what he told you to do, which you can't know what he told you to do personally if you don't know him, if you don't pay him any attention. You want to hear him say, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant." And so pay attention. Keep your eyes on him. All those other things are going to perish. The earth is going to burn. And nothing will be here. All those things you're distracted with, here today, gone tomorrow. So that's what I have for you today. Don't be distracted. Get on your knees and say, "Jesus, what am I distracted with? Jesus, make it real to me how soon you're coming. Jesus, tell me the truth. Correct me." He's knocking at the door of your heart. And he'll come and live on the inside of you, Revelation 3:20, if you would heed his voice. So I suppose the opposite of that is true, right? If you don't heed his voice, he's not there. And you can't hear him. Revelation 3:19, he corrects those that he loves. He convicts those that he loves. So, get on your knees. Ask him, "Am I ready? What should I be doing? Convict me of my sin. Show me." You know, that's a big thing. Sin. People think, especially, I think people in the world know that they're sinners and they just don't feel like they can do anything about it. And the Christians are saying it's okay to sin. But when you ask Jesus to come live on the inside of you, his spirit on the inside of you, you're not going to want to sin. And you're not going to give excuses for sin if you're serious about him. And you'll know sin isn't okay. If you don't know that, if you think it's okay, or you just want to think it's okay, then you're not right with him. You can't sin when you live with him in heaven, and you can't sin when he's living on the inside of you. You just won't, you'll feel that conviction. If you're sinning and you don't feel that conviction, then I would suggest get on your knees and say, "Where are you? Show me, teach me, tell me what's right and what's wrong. I want to know, I want to be corrected." Jesus said that not everyone who calls him Lord will enter into the kingdom of heaven, but those who do the will of my Father. And many are going to say, "But Lord, I went to church every Sunday. But Lord, I said the prayer. But Lord." And he's going to say, "Away from me, I never knew you, you who practice lawlessness." Can you picture yourself arguing with him that day? Can you? Seriously. Get it figured out now, so on that day you're not going, but Lord. Because those people are going to be thrown out into the outer darkness where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's not going to be me. That's not going to be me. Make sure it's not you. Don't assume you know something. Don't assume that you're going without talking to him. And Jesus said that it's not his will that one would perish. And he's long-suffering as he's waiting for us. As he's waiting for us to do his will. And at the same time, all the things that are happening on the earth, he wants to put a stop to it. He wants to. He wants to come People say, well, if he loves us so much, why isn't he here? Because he's giving you a chance to get ready. Because if you're not ready when he comes, it's too late. Thanks so much for listening today. God bless you.